As discussed in my previous video, let's go into detail about the 5 major activities in pre-construction. That is feasibility study, estimating, cost planning, bill of quantities, and evaluation of tenders. 1. Feasibility study. The feasibility study is an investigation conducted at the early stage of the project to find out the viability of the project. It gives the client more understanding to determine before investing money in a project that might have some risk that he is unaware of. The client expects a good return on his investment. Suppose the original investigation may not be satisfactory with the client's requirement due to any situation of financial, technical, and legal conditions or any other potential reasons. Then it is required to investigate what are the other alternative options available to overcome any risk factors. If the client decides to proceed with the project based on an alternative option, it is required to redevelop the preferred option by the design team. A feasibility study is a report that gives the client what he can afford to build with a good return. It doesn't mean the return expected of the project must only be achieving financial benefit, but it should be achieving the end user benefit too. Number 2. Estimating. At the early stage of the project, the quantity surveyor works out and determines the project's approximate cost, which is known as preliminary estimating. The client then may have a rough idea of the project cost and may want to proceed ahead. Then the design is made within the cost limit allocated in the preliminary estimate. After completing the design drawings, a final estimate is prepared in which entire material, plant and labor costs are determined. Once this is accepted by the client, this is to be presented in a manner on a periodic basis to enable payment to be made to the contractor as the works are in progress. Number 3. Cost planning. The cost plan is related to project costing, which determines the financial feasibility of the project. The cost plan details the project budget in stages. Essentially, it is required to update the client with approximate project cost based on the preliminary drawings before design work is done. Using the cost planning technique, an estimate is prepared to advise the design team to produce a successful design within the cost limits introduced in the estimate. Money allocations are made in the preliminary estimate for future unknown events, which is called risk allowance. The risk allowance activities can be safely deduced during the detailed design. Once the budget is set, it includes cost limits which cannot be exceeded unless otherwise agreed by the client. The estimated cost of all elements of the project is within the cost limits of the budget. Allocation of cost for various activities such as substructure, superstructure, finishes and services are called cost targets. The cost targets allocated for activities in the estimate can be adjusted within the budget without exceeding the budget cost. The cost plan is a financial possibility of a project that the client can afford throughout the project completion. This is used as a guide to complete the project without any financial risk. The quantity survey engages specialist subcontractors and suppliers, and based on the nature of the design, assesses the cost and advises on various cost options for the design team to make it more feasible for the client to build. The quantity survey reviews the design to verify nothing important is missing before the construction cost is calculated and advises the client. Number 4. Preparation of Bill of Quantities. A bill of quantities is a document in which material, plant, and labor are itemized to reflect the architectural and other engineering drawings. The BOQ allows the bidder to make his bid amount more accurately. It provides the basis for the preparation of interim payments, variations, day works, and construction programs. When the BOQ is issued for bidding, the contractor evaluates the cost based on the major items of quantities to get a rough idea of the project's value. Once they decided to go ahead with the contractor may prepare his own BOQ based on the issued tender drawings and specifications to identify any gaps that tender drawings, BOQ, and specification have missed out. To prepare for the BOQ, one must have basically the following options: the ability of read and interpret drawings, knowledge of the method of measurement, theoretical knowledge of the cost breakup of material, labor, and plant, analytical thinking skills of comparing previous similar projects, and last but not least, the best attention to the condition of contract and project specifications. Number 5. Preparing and evaluating tenders. The client ambition is always to achieve value for money when they are investing to build up a project. As the procedure involves high risk due to high capital investments, a suitable evaluation criterion is to be carried out to select the competence of the tenderer. A tender evaluation is a process of finding which offers the best situated contractually in terms of time, cost, and value for money. The quantity survey compares tenders to identify a competitive bidder considering their submissions of technical and commercial bids. Technical bids generally include their best performance records of previous similar projects, financial stability, the program of timed completion, and method of statement of how the work is carried out. The commercial bid includes generally their offer, which consists of price, BOQ, form of tender, and qualifications. In the assessment of bidders, their offer will be evaluated based on relevant experience, past performance, management system, technical skills, resources, methodology, and price. The quantity survey would verify and advise the client of the bidder has fulfilled the above requirements. Frequently, bids are differences in price for the same project when analyzing bids from each other to make a final decision. The lowest bid cannot be granted as successful because the bid may not meet all the conditions of tender requirements. The quantity survey will review the tender for tax or omissions where the bidder has questions about the design, specification and BOQ, or intentionally leaves out a part of the work they cannot complete. To clarify these technical issues and avoid future hassles, the employer will call for post-tender clarification requests to individual bidders based on their offer and decide on the most suitable bidder. Thank you. Please wait for my next video for the continuation of the discussion on construction. Please refer to the description box below for a written description of the video clip. With a positive attitude and a growth mindset, keep moving forward and explore the field. I will see you in the next video. If you are inspired and learned something in this video, please press like, subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell button to notify my upcoming videos. And please share with others too.